Boneless, skinless chicken breasts are probably the single most difficult piece of meat for amateurs to cook well. The results are usually tasteless, tough, and so stringy that no matter how thin you slice them, they still taste like cardboard. There's several reasons for these problems, and I'm going to show you a method here that will reliably produce tender and very flavorful results with only a little bit of technical skill required.
Now I've got about an ounce of butter here, about 30 grams, and I'm going to add one garlic clove and one bay leaf, and we're going to begin melting this on a low heat. Also, I have standing by this mixture of celery leaves and some other scrap vegetables. I've got carrot, onion, mushrooms, some zucchini in there. These are medium fine chopped. These aren't going to probably not going to actually be eaten. These are just going to be used to prop the chicken up when we steam it in the second part. Now, we've got the chicken breast here, which always includes this piece, which is called the supreme or the tender, and there's some firm ligaments here that have to be removed. What you do with this supreme is up to you. For the best purposes, get rid of this. Cook this separately, use this for something else. This part has got a nasty little bunch of tendons in this corner, and the simplest way to deal with this, just to get rid of it. You can grind this up for ground chicken later. You can use it for stock. You can, there's lots of things you can do with it. The easiest solution is just to get rid of it. Now we've got this piece left. You notice the problem is that it's thin on one end and thick on the other. That's not going to cook well, so we're going to have to fix this. You spread out some plastic wrap. And we've actually got two purposes here for pounding the chicken. One is we want to break down fibers so that this is more tender, and we also want to make it even so that it's the same thickness everywhere. Don't try to do it in one or two massive strokes. Be patient with it. And of course, the thick end gets pounded more. Pound it lighter around the edges, because otherwise you'll drive it out into a paper thin edge that'll just burn. What you want is you want it to be even. Remember, you want it to be evenly thick across the entire piece. And you can kind of move the mallet sideways as you're hitting it to help you go in the direction you want to go. Now we have an evenly sized piece of chicken. I'm going to put a little bit of salt on each side. A little fresh ground white pepper, just a little bit. Now we'll wait for the butter to come up to temperature. Now as it just starts to bubble, you can see, check it, it's about 85 degrees Celsius. Now I'm going to lay the chicken breast in there and begin counting 3 minutes on the timer. Now, I've got the heat set on 4. This is 1.5 minutes later, and this for me is just about right, because after 1.5 minutes, half the time the temperature has came back up to about 85 degrees Celsius. That's what you want. Your stove may be slightly different, but that's what you're aiming for. You're going to cook it for 3 minutes, poach it for 3 minutes on this side, and it's going to get hotter and hotter if you're not careful. So when it gets back up to 85 degrees, you're going to turn the temperature down. Don't let it get above about 85 degrees. You're going to have to keep an eye on it. Okay, 3 minutes is up. Been very gently cooked on this side. We're going to turn it over and begin poaching it on the other side. When we turned the chicken back over, it lowered the temperature back down, but now, a minute and a half later, temperature is coming back up, so we're going to keep an eye on it, lower the temperature back down again. You got to watch your temperature. You want to keep the butter just barely boiling. It's been 3 minutes on the other side. Take this out. We're going to put these vegetables in. Return the chicken onto the top of this. Now we're going to turn the heat up, way up, because we want to generate some steam. So we get the heat up to medium high, about number 8 on one. Now we've got some steam coming out. I put the lid on it, and then I've got a lot of steam in here. Now I'm just going to remove this off the heat and take it to a back burner and let it sit to cool down. Okay, time is up. Time is up. Remove this to a plate and cool down the rest of the way. These vegetables can be reused. You can do another chicken breast using the same vegetables. You don't have to throw them away. They're good for maybe 4 times. You can reuse them. This is the type of chicken we would cut up to use for a salad or some other dish where it was, of course, stirred in with a cream or a pasta or something. The look of this is not very elegant, as you can see, but I just want to show you how incredibly tender it is. I'm hardly putting any pressure at all on the knife, and it's cooked perfectly even all the way through. Very, very tender and soft. And finally, when you're done, and you've got this collection of buttery chicken flavored vegetables, you can use this for the base for a soup or a pasta sauce. You can use it for a lot of things. It's intensely flavored, very nice, and it's free because you got it as a side product for making the chicken. Also look for my cocktail book, Cocktails of the South Pacific and Beyond, Advanced Mixology, available through Amazon online.